Guys, Gen 3, I found it. It's underneath the Christmas tree. Guys, this Christmas is going to be fantastic. We're gonna get Gen 3. Not just a little bit of Gen 3, but a lot of Gen 3. We can't confirm whether or not it's gonna be all of it. However, we do know we're getting Torchic, Treecko, Mudkip, and Plusle and Minun. We've spotted all these Pokemon in screenshots from gameplay. So many things are happening, guys, including the weather update. And I don't know about you guys, but I've got my umbrella, I've got my snow boots. I'm ready to hunt Pokemon no matter what weather we're gonna find. Let's talk about it. All right, fam, let's talk about Gen 3. Keep watching because I'm gonna talk about these guys, then the weather, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more in depth about Gen 3 and candies. So pay attention to the whole video. But first, did you know that the Apple Store, specifically the Apple Watch store yesterday, accidentally leaked an image which has already been corrected to a picture of an Aerodactyl? They actually leaked an image of Mudkip, Treecko, and Torchic in the App Store. You guys know these Pokemon as the Gen 3 starters. These are the HOENN region starter Pokemon. Mudkip, Treecko, and Torchic. Obviously 3 very adorable starter Pokemon from the HOENN region, guys. Mudkip evolves into Marshtomp, Marshtomp evolves into Swampert, Treecko evolves into Grovyle, Grovyle evolves into Sceptile, Torchic evolves into Combusken, and Combusken evolves into Blaziken. All 3 of these Pokemon require 25 candies to evolve to their first stage, and then from the first stage to the second stage will require 100 candies. I'm going to be telling you guys about all the Pokemon that appeared in the trailer that came from Pokemon Go this morning. Wow, that trailer was incredible. But before I start talking about all the Pokemon that appeared in this video, we need to talk about the weather, guys. Weather has never before been introduced to Pokemon Go. So this is something completely new, completely exciting. I've actually already heard about people coming back to the game who quit a long time ago. So I'm excited. I want to welcome everybody back to Pokemon Go. Guys, weather, we've been waiting for this. Castform is one of those Pokemon that changes its form depending on what type of weather is going on in the game. It has different stats and stuff depending on what weather it is. But let's talk about what Pokemon weather is going to be like. There's actually 6 different types of weather. You have clear weather. In clear weather, you're more likely to find fire types, grass types, and ground types. These types of Pokemon are more likely to spawn, and also you're more likely to find higher CPs and IVs of these Pokemon in the wild. Well, it hasn't been confirmed about IV, but it has been confirmed that they will be stronger than the average wild Pokemon. So keep your eyes open for these types in clear weather. Next up, you've got the fog. In the fog, you can expect to find an increased rate of dark and ghost type Pokemon. In windy weather, expect an increase of dragon, psychic, and flying type Pokemon. In the snow, expect to see an increase of ice types and steel types. I wonder how many Sneasel we'll be seeing, or Swino. Finally, we've got the rain. Don't forget your umbrella, guys. You know I'm gonna be out there. Are you? Tell me in the comments section. But in the rain, you can expect to see an increased spawn of grass types, water types, even electric types can benefit from the rain. And the final weather condition, guys, is partly cloudy. There's not a whole lot of details on what partly cloudy means. It might just be the average weather condition that has no status changes. More to come soon about partly cloudy. But the good news, guys, is that all of these weather conditions means bonus Stardust. If you're catching a Pokemon that applies to that weather condition, then that means more Stardust for that capture. Have you guys noticed that if you have a Pokemon spawn on your incense, it'll have a pink ring around it? So what they did for weather is if you see a Pokemon spawn that's responding to the weather conditions, the Pokemon will have kind of like a little cloud or some kind of like misty looking thing surrounding the Pokemon. That means that that Pokemon has responded to the weather conditions that are currently applying to you. If you're finding Pokemon in the wild that are responding to these weather conditions, it has been confirmed that it's more likely that these Pokemon are going to be stronger than the average wild Pokemon. However, it has not been confirmed yet that they're going to have better IVs. So keep that in mind, that as soon as the weather conditions change, you're more likely to find those better Pokemon, so go out and find them. Now that we've covered all the weather changes, let's go talk about Gen 3 Pokemon. Alright fam, as cute as my Pikachu ears, they are not going to make it through the winter. It's just too cold, guys. Philadelphia is just getting colder and colder. I think it's like 30 degrees right now. So I'm going to be smart and put on this Bulbasaur hat. Yeah. But let's talk about candy for Gen 3. Did you guys know that all 3 of the starters, Mudkip, Torchic, Treecko, All 3 of them only need 25 candies to get to their next stage. And then they need 100 candies after that to reach their final forms. Blaziken, Swampert, and Sceptile. Actually, as I was growing up as a kid, guys, I always said Sceptile, but I think it's actually Sceptile, just so you know. It's pronounced Sceptile, and it's also pronounced Grovyle, not Grovyle. I pronounced both of those wrong when I was a kid. But this time I checked, guys, for the release. It's Grovyle and Sceptile. You're welcome. Let's talk about Mudkip, guys. Mudkip is a pure water type. However, it evolves into Marshtomp and Swampert, which are water and ground types. That means that you don't have to worry about electric attacks with Marshtomp and Swampert because the ground type just basically nerfs it all. However, because of the water and ground, that means it's 4 times weak to grass. So if you have Marshtomp or Swampert, watch out for grass Pokemon. Treecko is a cool Pokemon. It's a pure grass type and it evolves into Grovyle and Sceptile. And by the way, all of these starter Pokemon, their final forms have Mega Evolutions in the future. So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about Torchic. Torchic is a pure fire type Pokemon, but it evolves into Combusken and Blaziken. Combusken and Blaziken are both fire and fighting type Pokemon. So guys, now you know the starters. Don't forget, it only takes 25 candy to evolve them, and then 100 candy after that to evolve them to their final form. Not too bad. Now, let's talk about a few other Gen 3 Pokemon, which I think you're really gonna love. First up, you've got Wurmple. Wurmple is basically like a Gen 3 Caterpie. It evolves into Silcoon and Cascoon. In the game, it's completely a toss-up as to which one you got. However, here's the cool part that you're gonna like for Pokemon Go. It only takes 12 candy to evolve a Wurmple. So it's basically like a new Pidgey for you to use for your evolutions and mass evolves. Now, Silcoon evolves into Beautifly, and Cascoon evolves into Dustox. So make sure you're paying attention when you're trying to complete your Pokedex as to which one you want to evolve. Another Pokemon that you're really going to love for your mass evolves is going to be Whismur. Whismur's cute, it's a normal type, it's kind of silly looking, but guess what? It only takes 12 candy to evolve Whismur into Loudred. And Loudred from there only takes 50 candy to evolve into Exploud. These are pretty cool Pokemon for a small amount of candy. Another Pokemon that you're going to be seeing a lot of is Lotad. It's so cute. It's a grass and water type Pokemon. It evolves into Lombre, which evolves into Ludicolo. I love Ludicolo. It's so cute and silly. It's just adorable. And by the way, all 3 of these Pokemon in the game had an ability called Rain Dish. If you look at their hats that they're wearing, their ability, Rain Dish, is kind of like a rain trough. All the rain that's falling is collected into their hats and they can soak it up. Rain Dish in the game actually allowed these 3 Pokemon to recover HP as the rain progresses inside the game. So I'm curious to see how Pokemon Go takes this into an effect. The baby Pokemon that I'm fully expecting that we're going to get very soon this weekend, guys, is Wynaut and Azurill. Wynaut is Wobbuffet's baby. It's a psychic type. And Azurill is a normal and fairy type, just like Marill and Azumarill, its parents. Castform is a Gen 3 Pokemon that changes its appearance and abilities depending on the weather, guys. So what that means is, if it's sunny outside, Castform can change into his sunny type. And if he uses a fire type move, he's going to get that stab bonus, and all the stats are going to be boosted. So Castform's a pretty cool Pokemon. We've never had a Pokemon that changed its appearance depending on the weather before. So Castform's going to be very interesting to see how it's going to be used in gym battles. Now that we've covered the basics of these new Pokemon, guys, let's talk about all the Pokemon that we saw in the new trailer that came out today. So guys, in the trailer that was released earlier today, we see Groudon, Salamence, Aggron, Ludicolo, and Shiftry. Amazing Gen 3 Pokemon. Did you know that Groudon is a ground type Pokemon? Yeah. Also, Ludicolo, we already talked about him before, but now let's talk about Shiftry. Seedot needs 25 candy to evolve to Nuzleaf, and Nuzleaf needs 100 candy to evolve to Shiftry. Nuzleaf and Shiftry are both grass and dark type Pokemon, while Seedot is only grass type. But all 3 of these Pokemon have a very unique grass ability. The ability is called Chlorophyll, and it boosts their speed in sunlight. Next up we see Salamence. Salamence is such a cool Pokemon. He evolves from Bagon. Bagon takes 25 candy to evolve to Shelgon, and Shelgon takes 100 candy to evolve to Salamence. Salamence is a dragon and flying type Pokemon, while Bagon and Shelgon are just regular dragon types. Next up, we've got Aggron, another really cool Gen 3 Pokemon. It evolves from Aron. And by the way, it's not Aron or Aaron or anything like that. It's Aron, okay? Aron takes 25 candy to evolve into Lairon, and Lairon evolves into Aggron at 100 candy. All of these Pokemon are rock and steel type Pokemon. The trailer this morning was so exciting. It was cool to see Pokemon in the weather, like Shiftry with the sun and Ludicolo using maybe Rain Dance to boost his water type moves. And then finally, at the very end of the trailer, you can see Groudon bursting out of the legendary blue egg. Now, we're pretty sure that this must mean that Groudon is going to be a tier 5 raid boss. So I'm pretty excited about that, because that also could mean that his counterpart, Kyogre, is going to be another tier 5 raid boss. Finally, let's go talk about a few more cool things that were released today. Have you seen it yet? There's a new loading screen for Pokemon Go, guys, and it has a Christmas tree filled with Gen 3 things. Yes, and at the top of that tree, there is something called a star piece. There's actually star pieces in the game, which you could sell for a lot of money. However, I'm gonna get to what they are in just a second. But first, let's take a look at this picture. So, it's a Christmas tree. At the very top, there's the shining star piece. A Wingull and a Beautifly are pulling a ribbon around the tree. There is a box kind of being thrown to the side there. I don't know. I think it's, maybe the Christmas tree is using the move Present, which is one of the moves that Delibird uses, which actually has been implemented into the game now. We can confirm that the move Present, which is a Delibird signature move, is now in the game. Not confirming that Delibird's in the game, but his moveset is. Also, in here we also have Kirlia, which is dancing on a present. By the way, Kirlia evolves from Ralts. Ralts evolves into Kirlia, and Kirlia evolves into Gardevoir. Standing next to the Kirlia, we've got Delcatty, and I think that's a Skitty and a Ralts opening a gift that's really adorable. Skitty and Delcatty are both adorable cat Pokemon. I love cats. So I can't wait to capture some really awesome AR photos of a Skitty standing next to my cat. Way in the back, kind of underneath of the tree almost, we can see a lot of Seedot. I already told you guys about how Seedot evolves into Nuzleaf and Nuzleaf evolves into Shiftry. Very cool Pokemon. Let's take a look at the trainer themselves. It's a female trainer wearing a hat. It's got a giant pom-pom on top. We already have seen the one pink pom-pom hat in the store. However, I'm very curious to see if they're gonna have a new Christmas hat come out. I'm sure that there is, and I hope there is too, because I love all the hats. Finally, in the foreground, we have Mudkip, Plusle, Minna, and Sceptile. Sceptile evolves into Celio, and Celio evolves into Walrein. These are all awesome Gen 3 Pokemon, guys. I'm so glad that we got a whole lot of new Gen 3 Pokemon to go capture this Christmas or holiday season, whatever holiday you guys celebrate. So now, let's talk about the star piece. All of you Stardust grinders are going to love star pieces. Kind of similar to a lucky egg. The lucky egg increases your XP. However, a star piece increases your Stardust. You can turn on your, or use, however you're gonna be able to use it, your star piece. And then you will be able to start collecting double Stardust. This is gonna be amazing. It's a game changer, guys. These are all new items. I can't wait to see how people implement these and especially use them in the battle system where it really matters. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this Gen 3 update. I know that I did. There's so many cool things to do now in the game. Whether new Pokemon to capture, star pieces, increasing Stardust. There's so many new things to explore. I'm sure there's gonna be some cool new in-game shop boxes to explore. This, you know what? This is just amazing. This is probably one of the best updates ever to Pokemon Go. You guys know I'll be doing a lot of live streams, so stay tuned for that. Hit the bell notification icon so that we can go live together, and I will see you guys as soon as Gen 3 drops. See you then.